Good afternoon. On the transmission rate, how much a difference is there between, say, 1 and 1.14, or for that matter, 1 and 1.5? I understand that anything above 1 is cause for concern, but what's the perspective on the tenths and hundredths of a percentage increase? Thanks.
I will say, as if I had to say this, I am not the most qualified person to answer that question, but there is some logarithmic element to this, so it's not. I will put where Tina's going to have to address this on behalf of all of us, but my supposition is 0.9 to 1 is not the same as 1 to 1.1. Tina, please.
Again, the RT refers to, for every one case that you have, the number then refers to the number of possible other individuals who might potentially get infected. I think, again, we have to remember that the RT is based on a model, and models have a lot of assumptions behind them. There are other elements that might impact whether the RT actually translates to what you actually see in reality. For example, in our epidemic curves that we see number of cases over time, because again, the assumptions, are based on a certain point in time. It is based on, whether or not certain precautions are already taken place, such as the distancing, the level of compliance with face coverings, the level of compliance with social distancing, the level of compliance with not going to house parties, for example, and the like. So that's why, again, getting back to looking at a lot of other metrics, like the hospitalizations, like looking at the cases over time, like looking at the positivity, like looking at our syndromic surveillance about COVID-like illnesses showing up at our EDs. That's what we, look at, in combination.
This is a non-medical answer, admittedly. I just feel like if we don't get out and get a hold of it and yank it back in, it can get away from us. Do you have the chart of the RT handy? Is that possible? Just to remind folks of, look at how bad it was in late March, 5.31. I mean, it's just hard to, and at one point that feels like yesterday, at another point it feels like 20 years ago. But again, I'm saying this is a non-medical fact. We just, and I think we all, with expertise to my right, and for Pat and me and the rest of us, it's just, it's nothing but the facts, Moneyball, and the reality is we know, and this was Tina's last point, this is good news. We know exactly what needs to be done to go out, grab it, and pull it back. So we know that. Some of which are habits that are happening that can't continue to happen, indoor close congregation house parties with no face covering. Others are things that we know have worked to chop it down from 5x to 1-ish, face coverings, social distancing, and I'd say thirdly, the way we have both closed and reopened the state. And so we just, that number getting under 1 is both psychologically and literally scientifically a big hurdle for us, and let's please God get back to it. Welcome back.